Hi, Natalie, your hairdresser here. Checking in with a fun special video that I've been wanting to make for a while. So I'm always talking about changing your brain and the way that you think and my silly little things like the 2-cup manifestation method and, creating the life of your dreams. Did I say that was silly? Because it's not silly at all. That totally works. And it's not a big secret. It's the way that you look at your life and the things that you notice and pay attention to, the words that you use, staying positive and creating opportunity for yourself. I have created some amazing opportunities for myself lately, as I've been trying to rewire my brain to see that I'm good with money. I'm not a struggling single mom anymore. I'm a thriving entrepreneur. And I had some really great validation recently, and that was, I was in an article in the Wall Street Journal. That's right, the Wall Street Journal. I'm tooting my own horn a little bit here, because now that I'm 40, I don't care, and you can hate on me if you want to, because I'm going to be living my best life. But this is the third major publication that I've been in the last 5 years, and that's amazing. About 5 years ago, I was mentioned in Modern Salon because of the blog that I write, and I was mentioned for having a positive attitude and that you need to stay really positive in life, and that's what works for you. And then a couple years after that, I get picked to be in an article in Redbook magazine, and it's the same kind of thing. It's about how I live happily in my means, just being a hairdresser, and how I'd quit my job to spend more time with my kids and kind of start my own business. And then just now I get this opportunity where I get a nice little article written about me because I am in a space where I've been able to maintain all of that and stay afloat. And now I'm thinking about my future, and which is totally true. I am thinking about my future and, can I own a home someday? Can I save for retirement? Am I going to be able to give my children all the opportunities that I hope that they can have? I'm putting that out there in the world, and it's coming back to me, and it's amazing. Okay, so I still haven't seen this in print, though. It's online. If you want to find it, the best way I can tell you to do that is to Google my name and the word Wall Street Journal, Natalie Berglund, Berglund. Find me. Anyways, I haven't read it yet, and I had some people save it for me. So someone's bringing me over a copy today, and we're going to look at it together later, okay? I'm just here doing these videos because I want people to know that they can have the life of their dreams too. And it's not as hard as you think. It isn't winning the lottery. It's noticing all the great tools you already have in your world to get exactly what you want. And a lot of times it's noticing that you already have everything that you want. And noticing that sometimes when you have bad things in your life, you've actually called those things into your own world, and you're the one that can get them out of there too. I believe that. I mean, it does take a lot of time. This has taken me 5 years, and within this 5-year time frame of what I would coin the worst time of my life, 5 years ago, I've managed to draw into my world some of the best things that have ever happened to me within that time frame also. Okay, I'll check back in when we're going to read that article together. So I just want to tell you, you can do it too. This stuff does work. This positive thinking, this alchemy of positivity and training your brain totally works. And, I want to help you. I want to help people figure that out because you're doing it daily. You just don't realize it. Just start paying attention. Okay, we'll be back later. Bye. Okay, I'm back. I have the article. I've already read it online, but I haven't seen it in the paper yet. So this came out on Monday, June 17th. Now I'm forever connected to the protests in Beijing. Which is pretty sad, actually. Okay. Wow. So if you really want to know how I actually got connected with the Wall Street Journal, you have to know certain people. So I do have a friend that's in media. Her name's Rachel Bell. She has this awesome podcast called Your Last Meal. We've been really good friends since high school. So the reason I got connected with Chris Cornelius, who wrote the article, is because they're friends. And he called her and said, hey, I want to feature a hairdresser. Do you know any? And she said, yeah, I do. I know my best friend. I know my best friend, Natalie. So that's how I got hooked up there. But I had to be myself before that even could happen. I don't even know what area this is in. Let's see. Wealth management. That's me. I'm waiting for the wealth to come to me. I mean, and in other news, I don't know if you watch my channel, you haven't, but I've been doing specifically working on money and the way that I think about money. So when this opportunity came up, here it is. It was so awesome. Okay, The Game Plan by Chris Cornelius. A single mother looks to the future. After struggling financially for several years, Natalie Berglund, a personal hairstylist and single mother of 2 girls, realized something recently. She is ready to think longer term. I'll try and look a little cuter for you too. I care about that a little bit. Ms. Berglund, aged 40, worked in salons for years, eventually clearing as much as $75,000 a year. But she didn't think that top hairdressers were making bank, huh? But several years ago, after a fallout with her employer, no comment there, but I will say I've had a lot of old coworkers leave recently. More power to you, girls. Get on with your life. There were some rough years. Oh, okay. Fallout with her employer and childcare-related issues. She struck out on her own, cutting hair in clients' homes. There was a brief moment where I rented a little hair studio, but that was too hard for me to maintain also. Anyways, there were some rough years after she went solo, and she occasionally fell behind on bills and rent. That's an understatement. But now that she has learned to live on a modest income and both of her daughters are in school, she is ready to take on more work and look to the future. Specifically, she would like to save for retirement, prepare to buy a home someday, and perhaps even start her own salon. This is me being quoted. I've quite literally just gotten into a zone where I'm like, I'm actually going to be okay, she says. And so my brain is now allowed to think beyond survival mode. Her income varies wildly from month to month, which can make it hard to pay the bills. Ms. Berglund pays $1,100 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment, $100 for utilities, $26 for Netflix, $22 for a gym membership, $40 for her share of the cost of subsidized after-school program that she splits with her daughter's father. She also has $1,500 in collections for medical bills, towards which she currently isn't making payments. She has no credit card debt, but also has no savings or retirement fund. So the medical bills, so I'm still in collections for giving birth to my daughter, and my insurance didn't cover that, so I had to pay for all of that. I actually still have a bill that says my name and John Doe. So the father hasn't been held accountable. He's John Doe, even though he's on the birth certificate. Just me. The woman's accountable for that. Probably why they didn't put it in the paper. Anyways, then they got an advice from a pro, and my pro advice is from Jim Miller, certified financial planner at Woodward Financial Advisors in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Thanks, Jim. He says, my debt is manageable and I keep down my expenses. Now he says she needs to improve her credit and take on extra work in her field or otherwise to bring in more money and some added stability. I feel like the earning side of the equation is needing a boost, he says. She seems like she's cut the other side of the equation. The expenses are as low as they can probably go. To boost her credit, he says she should put small purchases on her credit card, as long as they're for things she can pay off every month. He also says she should pay off the debt she has in collections as soon as possible and suggests calling the company to see if they can negotiate a payment plan or even a reduction in her balance. Mr. Miller says that with 2 young children, she absolutely needs a will for guardianship purposes as well as powers of attorney. I think the man that interviewed me didn't understand how involved their dad is. And so obviously if something happened to me, he would step in as the guardian. But things to think about. No one wants to figure out their will and stuff, but I guess that is really important, right? She has a trade that is in high demand and a skill set that virtually everyone needs, he says. If she can barter her services for estate documents or things like that, it sounds like a good trade. Very cool. So, here, I'll show you. Proof. Positive. That's me. We'll just see what happens to me next, huh? Okay, have a great day. I'm gonna take my kids to the movies. We're gonna see Toy Story 4. That's 8. 4. I heard it was good. Bye.